just more of a change of...
Perhaps it will be clear later in the game as well.
Yeah.
They have maybe just decided on a strategy that's based around the Nyx Assassin, or maybe they wanted to have it so they could have a Venomancer. Nyx Assassin is a decent counter to a Venomancer.
Yeah, with Secret, it's very much like this first pick Rubik is, yeah, obviously Yups are a fantastic Rubik player, big known for his playmaking ability on this hero, but why Rubik all of a sudden as a first, as opposed to other heroes we've seen more of?
Keeps the tide at bay. For those big team fields, you don't want to pick up against her.
Nullfield, good against Venom, good against Necro, which you kind of maybe anticipate Newbee picking and did picking Venom.
Yo, Ice Frog, if you want to buff Rubik, he doesn't get picked up very often. It's kind of an anomaly here. Give him a talent that buffs Nullfield. Or give Nullfield inactive. I've been advocating for that for a long time. Nullfield's kind of a boring ability.
Rubik is not completely ignored though.
Not completely. I would say he's underutilized.
I like how Secret's first two picks kind of make the bans of Newbee. Well, obviously they're important, but it's like, yeah, you just wasted those bans on supports. They picked their first two supports anyway.
Yeah, Rubik Bane is going to be running around this game again, probably. That's always the secret way. Supports that run around that pressure because Ace is kind of left on his own. We saw that game, Weaver versus Tide. Pretty tough matchup, lost it pretty badly. I think he could have maybe done a bit better, but ultimately, they don't care how Ace's lane goes because the other lanes are doing well and Ace always gets the chance to catch up and has a hero that isn't too early game farm dependent.
They want to protect mid ones, farm as much as possible. SDC versus mid one matchup, I think, is one of the most clear, like, mid carry versus laning phase. You know, it's like you just want to be able to gank the enemy carry as much as possible and shut him down early. Like we talk about the same thing every single time the team is facing Newbee. Try and prioritize shutting down their mid laner early on. I mean, there was that one game against Secret where Na'Vi picked up they had counters to Necrophos, they already had Pugna, then they had Lina, and then also ganked Necrophos like 4 times in the first 10 minutes.
I mean, that paid off.
Mid-1 had no game.
That Necrophos was not there.
Yeah, he was a complete non-factor.
Newbee tried though in the mid lane previous game, it wasn't enough. They tried to shut down mid one a bit.
Chaos Knight. Yeah. So the notable carry that's still left out there is Ben.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Which team is that on?
It's a little bit.
5 seconds remaining.
But I guess I haven't seen a huge amount. Sven's normally picked, I feel like, in certain situations where it's like you're versing a carry that it's going to match up well against, like you need to burst an anti-mage for, or you're versing a Nature's Prophet in lane. I mean, that they banned the Secret for doing. Maybe worried about, like, I mean, anti-mage could have been a very good pick, always good against Veno.
Enchantress is still in the pool. Could they do something weird with their Bane and Rubik? Do you see any kind of way that they could... No? No, not at all?
9.
If it was like Miracle, like mid Rubik, maybe, but I wouldn't.
I'm sure mid one can play Rubik.
If they had a 4 position that can initiate, I think they need to pick like. Okay, that was not the hero I was thinking at all. I was thinking Earthshaker as an off lane because with these 2 supports, you really need a hard initiator.
Theme with Secret's draft, looking at game 1 now, game 2 is definitely just winning. Bad Nature's Prophet this time, Nature's Prophet ban, it's like, he's one of the best laners left, but they're Legion now. It's here that just wins the lane.
Yeah,
and skirmishes as well.
Yeah, Legion's great because you can match against Venomancer, right? No matter what lane, even if Venomancer is mid again, you just put Legion Commander in mid. It works so well because your passive really enjoys the fact that you're getting hit by wards. Proc Moment of Courage.
Yep.
The name of that.
Might not want to burst the Ursa.
Yeah, you don't like Ursa.
If you get the tri lane again, you might not be too upset about that, because depending what Newbee's lane is going to be, Nyx Ursa is not like the scariest duo right now.
Ursa really likes both of the supports Rubik Bane later on into the game if he gets Aghanim Scepter, because he can shrug off both of their holding abilities.
Yeah.
So that's
But he's got to get there first.
He's got to get there. He also, like Legion Commander, doesn't really want to duel Ursa all that much. It's an aggressive, lane-dominating hero, takes Roshan pace. I think Roshan's really important for Newbee and the way they kind of play the game. Think sort of like Liquid and how they always try and get their early Rosh. It really stems the aggression from the enemy team. It keeps them from being able to end the game too quickly, and you're able to use that Aegis to get a lot of farming time by pushing in all the waves and getting map control because the enemy team doesn't want to fight you.
The problem that I sometimes see with Newbee, or not Newbee, sorry, with Ursa, is that it's obvious when, and then you basically force the other team to contest it, and you have a fight, even if, whether you want it or not. So are you feel like they're going to be able to sneak erosion here, or do they have already a decent lineup to fight that?
Key somewhat to taking that Rosh is to have a hero that like pushes up the lane and creates a free Rosh. I think as Ursa, you never want to go for Rosh if there will be a fight, especially before you have like a blink and stuff. That first Rosh you always want to do at a time where it's just on.
Yeah.
And if Newbee, like, if they're always going to have superior team fight, then it's also very difficult to fight into that Roshan pit, even if you know that they're doing it. Necrophos, which now means our Venomancer is probably offlane, or it's some sort of aggro tri-lane setup, though we don't know what Secret's tri-lane is yet, so it's kind of hard for Newbee to make that assumption.
It's less big teamfight ulti from Newbee. It's much more heroes that can constantly fight with the Ursa Necro Veno. I like it a lot better. I still think they're going to maybe run into some game. Lockdown against the Ember. Nick's very good at kind of ganking an Ember, but that's the only lockdown they have at this point.
5 seconds.
Secret do as far as their lanes go, because they can really pressure Newbees. You pressure a hero like Ursa, that hero really struggles to come back.
But a Kaka Earth Spirit here. Is that crazy? Can they do 2 melees?
Spain Rubik might be a bit rough.
Kind of kill there.
Is Phoenix
not
still
really
an
an
option
option.
for them potentially?
That's a Newbee. If they really want to stick the team fight, yeah, that
Phoenix?
Yeah.
I've never seen Phoenix without Void from China in these qualifier
This is true.
games.
It's true. Normally they have the void with it.
I can't. I'm not sure if that's too many damn qualifier games.
There are
going
so
on.
many games to keep up with all of them. Yeah.
really the lockdown against Ember is great. Legion when you're dueling, you want to try and stop the damage coming out. Lockdown for the Bane to stop Fiend Script. I feel like that is kind of something they should be looking for out of this last pick, because otherwise it's like, who else is cancelling a grip? Who else is going to try and disable Legion? You don't want to waste that Reaper for a non-kill.
Clockwork support.
Is Oracle terrible here? So I was thinking about like being able to have a saving hero against Bane, Legion Commander, and it has a dispel against Ember Spirit. Like, I don't know, it's really hard to read laning phase in teamfights right now because teams are so adept at being able to give themselves an advantage with atypical lanes, right? So we see a lot of like dual lane mids, for example. Like our offlaners are going mid sometimes. It's like a lot of crazy stuff happens.
It's a lot of musical lanes.
Yeah, it's really hard to, from like sitting here on a chair and like out the laning phase, and because that would be the weakest point of Oracle, right? A hero like that is like very weak in the laning phase, can easily be run over, and it looks terrible going into mid game if you're at a significant net.
They're taking their time for this last pick.
It's
Holding
another
us in suspense.
stapler.
Hero or something.
It's a bird.
That's normally a support visage with Nuke. I'm not
Yeah.
a big fan of support visage. Squishy and does need the farm, but
That means that Nyx Assassin is the hard 5. Are you gonna give Visage a bit more priority?
you played on Faith quite.
Oh,
I mean, Faith
what?
is normally a visage player. Oof. Brood, Ace, Classic.
Whew.
This looks
Oh
like a good
no.
Brood game.
Yeah.
They've been brood mothered.
I remember when Ace was on a team where they had like everybody playing Brood.
This
And
is
it was
why they
always
picked the
one and you always
Bane.
ban.
They put Newbee in a nightmare. No, get me out.
Is it that convincing? Is this, as Blitz would say it, a free Brood game?
It's a pretty.
Got a five position visage against Brood. Useless. The Ursa doesn't do much against Brood. The Venos.
You can put Venom against Brood.
So yeah, you have the Gale at least against
It's
the
really
Spiderlings.
tough.
It's still tough. Yeah.
He throws spiderlings at you, and your defense mechanism is throwing Gale at the spiderlings. You know,
No.
like if you
Yeah.
play it smart as a Broodmother and you just don't like control right click and you throw all your units at once, including yourself at the Venomancer, then you're usually pretty good. You just play the harassment game.
All right. So secret.
I'm heavily in the secret camp.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Secret.
let's find out if this indeed will be the last game that Newbee is playing here in Kiev, or if we are going to see a game 3. It is over to Lyrical and Blitz for the answer.
Thank you very much, Shiver. Blitz. This is terrifying. They got Bane, they got Brood. I was saying during the draft, I was like, I cast so many of the secret games, and I saw them pick Brood over and over again, and just like win in 15 minutes or like 20 minutes or something insane like that. Do you think this is going to be that type of a game?
Potentially. I think that there's a high shot of it just because of the enemy heroes. But at the same time, Newbee, they've got a lot of the meta heroes.
Okay.
They got some good stuff going for them. Necrolite, we just saw what he could do. There was even a counter on the other side, but this game a little bit less so.
I mean, the thing that I do worry about, the panel touched on it, was Visage. We've tended to see it in the mid role or in the safe lane role, this time being played in the support position.
Yes.
I mean, do you think that hero is any good in the support role, really? Why did they decide to take it?
I think it's just a good hero overall. It pairs well with what they have. Nyx plus Visage is a very aggressive combo in general. Plus the birds, by the way, are very good against Bane.
Okay.
Because you can just fly overhead, stun. If you get nightmared, bird will tank that for you. Your bird friends are everything for you.
Some bird friends, for sure. You can hear the crowd there giving a little bit of love to Newbee. The team are stick around for a little bit longer, at least more, but the virtual elimination is going to be a tough one for them.
Yeah, I do commend you, by the way. Lyrical turned to me. I wasn't even paying attention, and he said, "Yo, Broodmother," and it was like 2 picks in. Brood.
Thank you very much. I cast a bunch of their games. They love this hero. It's all over the place.
Everybody loves this hero. Everybody, it's like a love-hate relationship, you know? Everybody loves this hero, and everyone simultaneously hates playing against this hero.
He's really a monster. And Ace, very well known for it. His days back on Danish Bears and everywhere else. But mid one is going to be going mid against an Ursa. Talk to me a little bit about this matchup.
I think Ursa just almost always beats every single melee, and that's what we're trying to avoid. They were trying to make it so that the Ursa thought that with the Brood up there, if you see the web behind him, they would think twice and they would maybe put the Necro here, which is still a pretty miserable matchup though.
Instead, it's going to be Ace down bottom, like you're saying, and it's going to be mid one getting a little bit of help from Puppy here, as bottom, or rather top lane, Mookie taking a little bit of damage, and looks like he's going to be able to live through this most likely, but a couple
Bada's
more
got a
hits.
nuke in 2 seconds. They do get the slowdown. Yapsor doesn't have a lift available.
Right
but
clicks, dive, oh god, just barely alive down about 10 HP. Moogie somehow living.
barely makes it out of there, and this top lane, we saw it the other day as well when Beastmaster just right-clicks an Echo. He can't really do anything with level 1 Heartstopper Aura. When you get Heartstopper Aura, you just kind of want to sit in the lane. People lose their HP slowly. Faith manages to get the patented Sir Action Slack's half pull, where he just gets like 1 range creep. That's Jake's thing.
You played a lot of pubs with them when you were in Sweden, didn't you?
Yeah, at some point I kind of think he was doing it on purpose. But he's...
That's a harder timing to get than the real pull.
It is. That's the confusing part, is he just consistently was a little bit late.
Yeah. In the meantime, down bottom, KP facing off against Ace. They are going to see how that matchup develops. The panel talked about Gale being not really a great thing to deal with the Brood.
No, it's such a miserable matchup. We saw it the other day in Liquid versus... Who did they play against? It was Liquid versus Mineski.
Yeah.
And that was one of the tougher Veno games I've ever seen. And Veno usually just has a free game, but this hero is still exploitable, especially in the laning phase. Just because you can't do anything to a Brood. Like, her move speed is still really high, even when she gets Poison Sting. Like, even without boots, she's got 321 on her. And without the Poison Sting on her, it's 413. The Gale doesn't bother her that much because of the regen. It's just a kind of perfect storm of things.
Well, and that gives a lot of room for Puppey to go mid and help out against the Ursa, which might be a tough matchup otherwise.
It is definitely a tough matchup. I think this was one of Weeha's most preferred matchups, because as an Ember Spirit, you think that, yeah, he can't break your Flame Guard, but he just runs you down, hits you a few times. Ursa's got very good move speed.
Well, and now up top again, Moogie maybe in a little bit of trouble. They are going to be able to get the slow with the Grave Chill coming from Faith, and also have a Soul Assumption if they want it, but they're just kind of pushing that Necrophos back. I guess they did get the pull.
Yeah, that's the important part. So the lane pushes back, and they try to win the experience more. So good. I think we're giving away.
Oh, hey, caught here by the Dusty. Pale's going to go through. If they can find this kill, it would be really big, and they end up getting the deny. Yapzor knows what he wants to do, and the Spiders find the kill. Oh, are they going to get more? Is Kaka down?
He's got lift.
He's got the lift.
Pull
back in.
The stun too.
Oh, Yapzor, does the stun. Can they find it? Oh, he doesn't have enough mana for the Fade Bolt.
Yeah, and he manages to clip both of the Spiders in the stun as well. But still, Yapzor, just such a skilled 4-position player.
Certainly one who knows how to play Rubik quite well.
That's such a big swing. All of a sudden you were about to get First Blooded, and then you get Blood instead, and your net worth just shoots up.
No. Well, so Fata up there top having a good time. Mid one is holding on to a Hasterin as well. Is there a chance that they can kill SC in this lane?
I don't think so. I think for the most, just zoning him out. This Ursa doesn't really get pressure too much. He's not afraid because his turnaround potential is quite high against the Ember Spirit. But this dual lane is bothering him a lot. He's getting levels though. That is the upside. Like, he's out-leveling this Ember.
Yeah, even though he's down about 10 CS and a couple of guys there as well. I mean, is that something concerned at all about Round 1, or pretty okay with this right now?
I think he's pretty okay with it right now. Being absolutely dominated in this matchup is kind of a win in itself.
I thought about how the mid for Ember Spirit for a little while. Will eventually start to give the lane over to the mid lane.
Yeah, it's a good move. Because Ember's problem is just going around the map. Just your pure raw farm speed gets up quite a bit as mid. Ursa gonna get slept up, and now there's 3.
Pretty quick and easy kill. SC nowhere left to go, and well, showing that Hasterin off.
But what kind of pressure do you really alleviate later, Cola? Is everyone on the side of Newbee not doing so hot at bottom? Ace dodges that Gale, and he might even just get gone on here. Has to TP out, but the damage!
My God. KP didn't stand a chance. I mean, you talk about what pressure you alleviate, you get more pressure with the other lanes, even though you brought 3 there.
Yes, and that's a downside because you reactively and bring heroes over. As Puppey gets stunned up, but he does not care, guys.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage. But they do bring over SC. He's the one that gets the final touch. Not worth it though, compared to how many heroes they've lost around the rest of the map.
Bada though, struggling at top.
Yeah. Is that big of a deal for a Legion commander in this game?
Kind of, not really, because he's still getting levels. Like Legion, one of those heroes that doesn't care too much. 6 and a Blink Dagger, your hero's kind of the same. You just want successful duels. And I think the bigger thing about this game that they really wanted was the Purge.
Right.
It's really nice to get it's one of the few hard purges that get rid of the Venos Gale.
Yeah, that's something we'll have to keep our eyes on, is how well they're able to position that Legion into being defensive. But
yeah.
mid one is actually moving in here now, and it looks like they're trying to bait out Puppey maybe. They have the sleep there at least to start the setup, and Kaka trying to turn it back around. Yapzor is here as well. They go for the overpower, but the damage is so significant and rate as well. Can they get the chance to keep him there? It's full 6 on the but the away from that one.
Yeah, and without that stun, maybe mid one commits for that, and the Grave Chill as well slows it down so that he can't use his triple Fire Remnant. And they're just going to shrine back up. Unsuccessful attempt as Ursa's still doing okay, but this concern.
basically doing whatever she wants at this point. And maybe going to be the true carry in this game for Ace. Broodmother always was traditionally a hero that fell off. Is that still the case?
Kinda not really, especially with the new build that's a lot more innovative. The downside of the hero though is she does get kited very easily, as we saw in the Mineski series. Sometimes you can be 2,000 net worth ahead of everybody, but it doesn't really matter because getting on top of people, making your webs a little bit more mobile is difficult.
Okay. Absolor getting a lane to himself also. Certainly going to be happy about that. And almost level 6 at 8 minutes in.
Oh, Dan, is it?
He's about 5 and a bit after this wave. We'll be about halfway there. What a monster. He always feels like he just gets his farm. And now with Broodmother coming over as well, they might be able to do something. Or he's just going to farm out the Ancients, actually.
Yeah. Do you want to set up around this area? When you're Radiant side Brood, you just want to immediately start going upwards so that you can control that Roshan area. Because this hero does Roshan quite quickly, because due to all the negative armor. And being able to secure an early Rosh against a team that features an Ursa, that's Ursa's main draw. If he doesn't have that, what is he really?
A sad bear.
Not real existential stuff.
All right, 9 minutes in, 2,000 net worth lead for Secret. With not really that big of a exchange in kills, it's just felt like it's mainly been the laning stage and how much this Brood and Ember have been able to get. You can see that level 6s, they're getting close to hitting it for the Rubik. Do you think that level 6s are going to be that important in this game?
It will be for Rubik. Oh, no. There's a amount that he can steal as SDCC.
Trying to turn this. He's dropping. Be back off now.
Cool guy. Just get that mod.
Put this real fear of anybody after.
Yeah.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Asking because I think it is a very counter to like answer. Because what's the best of his wards?
Hey,
And what do you get to often steal?
take the wards, man.
Yeah. What are you gonna? I know, like just drop Gale every time you run around the map. No, you're gonna get Gales. You're gonna get no ward stolen.
God, and look at that. Like, mid one was cutting the creep wave by the tier 3 tower bottom, taking tower shots. And now, up here top, they found themselves the Visage. Yapsor thinking about going for side, possibly do decide to go for it, saving it, maybe gonna instead go for Etsy. Can they turn this? Can they kill? Looking like the answer might be no. Bot's actually able to dodge it, but he still might end up going down nonetheless.
Yes, and Yapsor really wanted to be able to use that as a turnaround on Ursa, but maybe should have just expended it for the.
Yeah, possibly. Oh, Faith. God, look at this. Penis does not stand a chance.
I was turning around and noticed that they were just following that, and I was like, he is dead.
Medallion. He's going for the Deso now. When he has, I don't know if it's a safe hero on the map.
He's got it. That's a casual 11 Medallion.
Kaka's dead bottom lane, but it's starting. Secret is just giving them nothing and taking everything.
Yeah, I'm just surprised at how unorganized Newbee looks. It doesn't feel like they have a game plan in this game. Their movements look really rigid, whereas Secret very free flowing, going wherever they. The entire map is open to them as Yapsor finally uses it.
Yeah, I'm not quite able to take the kill there onto the Necro. Bane going to be the one that's eating for it instead.
Mugi shows up. It's like, this is how it's done. But it's only the Bane that ever dies. This is going to be a key moment here. Then effectively this game becomes so difficult.
We're realizing right now what's happening.
Brood's coming over. He's got a that though. This could be a fight that they want to take, but SECC is going to complete this in time. Gets bashed up.
Oh, there it is. SC picks it up. Now do they actually want to stick around and fight? It doesn't look like it. So Newbee able to finally find some momentum as his aim as they take down Roche.
Yeah, but Yapsor does manage to steal the Plague Wards. We talked about how that was
Dire's bottom tower.
Part of the reason for the counter. You get like the twin wall. You get whatever level of Poison Sting that applies to his Venom wards as well. By far one of the best spells in this game to steal.
Mid one just stalking KP. Aptor, and they'll be able to ensure the finish as they pull him down and kill him.
Customary puppy death.
Nothing of value was lost, I'm sure.
He's like, guys, I don't care about this. Come on, you just lost your offlaner. Get real.
Oh. Faith's been able to get into its birds now, and you talked about that earlier, the interaction being able to take down the
Is under attack.
and everything else.
Yes, and that's going to be a good for them. They do have level 7 on both their supports, so they are quite strong. But again, it just feels like they don't really know what move they want to make next. Last game, it really bit them in the ass that they just kept running at Secret, and Secret were able to just hold, push back forward, bend, don't break.
Right. Now, Puppy actually doesn't have his level 6 yet. He's just been trying to soak up experience here, and Kaka's going to make the move it. This could be a pretty easy pickoff as they're going to jump forward for it. The lift, oh no, the turn, can they do it? The
Oh, the
impale,
double
that was
stun.